Welcome to Football with Cheese. Today's video is going to be a little different. I'm going to talk about the quarterback position and what traits I look for. Go over everything I want in a quarterback and things that I don't want in a quarterback when I'm looking to draft one. So make sure you're subscribed if you have not and turn the bell for notifications so you never miss a video. So I'm pretty harsh when it comes to grading quarterbacks. I'll admit it, I wasn't as high on Bo Nix as I should have been. And I did have Caleb Williams behind Jayden Daniels. I had him second. Should have had Drake May ahead of Caleb Williams, but I was a little worried about Drake May's inconsistency. But more on Caleb Williams later. He will be brought up in the negatives. But positives, here's what I want. I want someone with a big arm. A cannon arm that can make all the throws. The first pick overall will be Cam Ward this year. He has that kind of arm. He can make all the throws. I want someone with a quick release and put zip on the ball. No quarterback does that better than Aaron Rodgers. You've all seen Aaron Rodgers play. I want someone who's accurate in the pocket and on the run. I want someone who's poised. They're not going to panic when the rush is coming. They'll even hold it to the last second, maybe take a hit. But also I want someone who doesn't take any unnecessary hits. That was a big knock on Jayden Daniels coming out. It's a big knock on Shedeur Sanders in this draft. Peyton Manning was really good at not taking hits, even when he had pressure. When scrambling, I want someone who knows when to slide. There are still quarterbacks that take way too many hits. It's going to cause injuries eventually. So slide, even if it's 2nd and 15 and you only got 6 yards, well, 3rd and 9 is better if you're healthy than 3rd and 6 and you take a big hit. So knowing when to slide is really important. And someone who processes information quickly, who can get off each read real quickly. Don't have my first read, don't have my second read in seconds because pass rush is coming. Drew Brees is amazing at that. And someone who looks the safety off. Someone who look one way, act like maybe even pump fake, act like they're going and then come back to look left and then come back to the right or vice versa. And keep the safety honest. Let's talk about Zach Wilson. In 2021, he was the 2nd overall pick. Trevor Lawrence went first to the Jaguars. So the Jets took Zach Wilson from BYU. And he rarely looked off the safety. I don't think he even looked at the safety. When you're a quarterback, I want to look at the DBs. I want to see what they're doing. I want to see what the safety, especially the single high safety, I want to see what they're doing. And that will dictate which player I throw to. Or do I need to look them off? Do I need to pump fake? That's when I played Madden. I haven't played Madden in so many years. When I played Madden, I'd look at the safeties as soon as they'd snap the ball if I was passing. So I'm doing it on Madden. And Zach Wilson, it just didn't seem like he did that. He would look at the pass rush sometimes. He would be worried about the pass rush. He didn't have the poise in the pocket. You have to keep your eyes downfield. And he did not process information quickly. Zach Wilson had a few good games because of his arm talent. If his first read got open, he was fine. And he had a cannon arm. He'd hit some deep balls because of that. But he'd be worried about the pass rush, and he could not get to his 2nd and 3rd reads. And that is why he was a total bust. You have to process information quickly, and you have to go through your reads. And, you have to have mobility. You have to be able to extend the play. You don't have to be Lamar Jackson or Michael Vick. But you have to be able to move a little bit and extend the play. I also want someone who's a leader in the locker room. Obviously, great locker room guy. Teammates love him. You want the coaches to love him, to speak highly of them. Very positive person. I want someone who works hard. Someone who studies film. First one in the gym, last one to leave. Someone who brings the tablet home with them to study film. Peyton Manning, another example. When he was drafted in 1998, 1st overall, Ryan Leaf went 2nd to the Chargers, Peyton to the Colts. He wanted the next day to come to the facility and start learning the playbook, start working out. And I don't think because of NFL rules he had to wait a few days for the rookie minicamp or something. He couldn't come the next day and he was bummed. He was ready to get started. Ryan Leaf took his buddies to Vegas and went on a 1.5 week long vacation and said, I'll just show up to the Charger facility after that. So that tells you all you need to know. By the way, Peyton Manning's one of the best ever. And Ryan Leaf was probably the biggest quarterback bust in NFL history, not named Jamarcus Russell. So Ryan Leaf loves Jamarcus Russell. Good job, Raiders, picking him in a Calvin Johnson. Ooh. Maybe I'll do some draft history videos in the offseason and how bad some of these picks were. The Lions in the 2000s have so many, even though they got the Calvin Johnson one right. Let's get back on track. What else do I want? I don't want someone that parties, just going to strip clubs. Johnny Manziel. He was a bust. I'd much rather have someone maybe leading a Bible study on a Wednesday. Green flag all day long. And I want them to have humility and admit their mistakes and learn from those mistakes as well. I'll give you a hypothetical example. So say I'm looking at quarterback prospects and I'm doing my combine interview, or I brought them in for a top 30 visit. And here's the scenario. Maybe they're down 3 late in the game and it's 3rd and goal at the 10. And if I kick a field goal, I go to overtime, right? Down 3. And I get immediate pressure. The left guard blows the block. And they also blitz a linebacker, and the running back fails to pick him up. So I have 2 people running right at me if I'm the quarterback. So I just chuck it up to my number 1 receiver. It's a 50-50 ball. He's well covered, but maybe he'll go up and get it. And maybe the corner fights harder and is able to come down with the interception, and we lose the game. So if I'm a GM or coach, I'm going to ask him very simply, what went wrong on this play? I'm going to show him the play and say, what went wrong? And here's what I don't want him to say. I don't want him to say, the guard blew the block, the running back didn't pick up the blitz, I had so much pressure, and I know my receiver's supposed to come down with those 50-50 balls. He's 3.5 inches taller. He has big hands. He should have come down with it. So it wasn't my fault. Do not want to hear that. I cannot give you an example that's happened. I've heard rumors that their quarterback's like that. One that was drafted by an AFC West team, but I'm not going to mention any names because it's just a rumor. But I want to hear, I blew it. Absolutely blew it. I shouldn't have made that throw. I should have thrown it away or taken the sack and gone to overtime. We could have kicked a field goal. That was my fault, and I'm not going to let it happen again. I'm going to learn from it. That's what I mean by humility. That's what I want in a quarterback, owning it. So the last thing I'll mention is I want them to handle winning and losing. I don't want them to get cocky. They win 4 or 5 games in a row and think they're the greatest thing ever. And I don't want someone who doesn't handle losing. A lot of these quarterbacks have won in high school and college. They barely ever lost. They come to the NFL and they might have a 4 or 5 win year. Because not everyone is going to have great seasons. You're not going to win 12, 13 games every year. No matter who you are, there's going to be injuries. Something's going to happen. I want to see how they handle losing. Caleb Williams is a great example. Google this when this video is over. Google Caleb Williams laying down on the bench and Google image that. You'll see pictures when he was at Oklahoma. You'll see pictures when he was at USC. You'll see pictures last season for the Bears where he's just laying on the bench looking annoyed, sad, terrible body language. Troy Aikman called him out in one game. That was hilarious. And he does not handle losing well. And it was embarrassing for the Bears. And it went viral. And even when they played the Texans, the Bears played the Texans, C.J. Stroud, who had the best rookie season in NFL history until Jayden Daniels this past year, C.J. Stroud's trying to give Caleb Williams advice after the Texans beat the Bears. And all Caleb Williams wanted to do was pull away. He was trying to get out of there. He had this look on his face like he was annoyed with C.J. Stroud. You had an opportunity. I would have asked his advice. I was like, can we talk sometime? Maybe hang on the off season. You went through this whole rookie season. You had as much success as anyone's ever done it. Nope. He just looked annoyed, would just nod his head, barely said anything, and walked away. So we'll see what happens with Caleb Williams. But right now, if that draft was redone, he would be the probably 4th, 5th, maybe even 6th quarterback drafted, not the 1st. So that's what I look for in a quarterback and what not to look for, and some examples. So did I leave anything out? Anything else in a quarterback that you look for? Put them down in the comments below. So make sure you like this video so we can help the channel out. Subscribe if you have not. Turn the bell for notifications. Share this video so we can keep growing the channel. I'm going to be on the Sports Truth podcast. I was about a month ago. I'll link that video in the description where I talk mostly about the combine and the draft and some other NFL topics. I'm going to be on April 22nd, the Tuesday before the draft, and we're going to do a group mock draft. There's going to be 4 of us. We're each going to take 8 teams. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So I will link that as we get closer. I'm going to link the one from a month ago if you have not seen it, because it was about half the subscribers back then. So check out these videos if you have not, these prospect breakdowns, and I will see you in the next one. And I can't seem to turn this off. There we go.